travelers, and welcome back to my channel. I apologize if the sound is a little off. My microphone is a literal piece of turd, and half the time it works, half the time it doesn't, and of course today is the day that it doesn't decide to work, so bear with me. Before I get into this video, definitely make sure you're subscribed so you can join in on the fun and see more videos that I upload, and let's jump into it. So I'm back today with another Vegas video. Now that I have been to Vegas 5 times, I feel like I have a pretty good idea and concept of what Vegas is all about and how to do Vegas the correct way. So in this video, I'm going to talk about money-saving tips for your Vegas trip. Because Vegas can be very expensive or it could be balling on a budget, just depending on what you're wanting to do and all of that stuff. So I'm going to tell you ways that you can save a little bit of money while you're in Vegas. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first tip is to fly on certain airlines. So for me, I'm from Kentucky, and the best airline for me to fly on is Southwest. They are the ones that have the best ticket prices, and you can get wanna-get-away flights for fairly cheap. Definitely look at budget airlines and specific airlines, because things like Delta and American and United are going to be a little more expensive than Southwest or Allegiant, you know, those kinds of airlines. So that is a huge tip for me. So the second tip kind of goes hand in hand with the third tip. The second tip is to pick your dates for Vegas very precisely. Don't go on a weekend that has a ton of conventions. Don't go on a fight weekend. Don't go on like a sporting events weekend, because they are going to raise the prices. They know that there's people flocking to Vegas to do these things. So definitely just like coordinate your dates. And the third one is to just bypass weekends, because Vegas is a lot cheaper if you choose to go during the week. For example, staying at the Luxor, I don't know if this is the exact price, but back when we stayed during the weekdays, it was around $45, and then on the weekends, it was all the way up to $110 a night. So that is a huge difference. You can still have a lot of fun on the weekdays and save a lot of money. So my next tip is to take advantage of the free things. Vegas has a ton of free things. There's free shows like the fountain show in front of the Bellagio and stuff like that. So you can still have a lot of fun doing all of these free things, and you don't have to spend tons of money doing all of those shows and etc. But if you're wanting to go to those shows, definitely check the half-price ticket booths that are on the Strip. There's plenty of them all over the Strip, and you have to go the day that you want to go to the show. Get there early, see what they have available, and usually they have some pretty good deals. Not always, but sometimes they do, and you can really luck out. So when it comes to alcohol, definitely stock up on alcohol before you go out. There are CVS's and Walgreens all around Vegas, and you need to go and get your drinks there. Drink before you go out, do the whole pre-gaming thing, and then once you go out, you won't have to spend so much money on expensive drinks that are like $14 a drink, because let's be real, alcohol is expensive in Vegas. So just drink before you go out if you're planning to have a good time, because you can save a lot of money in that way. And also, I've heard that this policy changes a little bit, so correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I went to Vegas, this policy was still there. And if you're still gambling and you're playing money on the slots and stuff, you can get free drinks, but you do have to actively be gambling. So my advice is to maybe go down and play some games for an hour, drink a couple drinks, and then go to the clubs or the parties, and you'll still have a little bit of a buzz before you go to the parties, and you won't be spending so much money on alcohol. And another tip is that Fremont Street is typically a little less expensive than the Strip. So Fremont Street is like where Vegas blossoms. It's like the first start of Vegas. It has all the OG casinos and stuff like that, and you can get typically a little bit more of a discount, if you could say, on drinks and stuff like that down there, just because it's not as popular as the Strip. And that's not going to say that every place is going to be the same, or every place is going to be much less expensive, but typically you do get much less expensive things down there. I always suggest that. And my last suggestion is to just do a lot of research before you go, because Vegas is a very big place. And by big, what I mean is that there's just a lot of stuff to do, and there's a lot of in and outs and a lot of places to go. So many different casinos. You can stay on the strip, off the strip, rent a car, don't rent a car. So you kind of have to do your research before to see what's best for you. What's gonna make your Vegas trip the best Vegas trip that you possibly can? How can you save money? What are you wanting to do? You know, all of those things, so that way you're better prepared, you know what you're gonna do before you get there, and you can kind of budget out your trip a little bit better, because like I said in the beginning of this video, Vegas can be like so expensive if you really want it to be, but it also doesn't have to be expensive at all. I mean, seriously, you can do it so much on a budget, and it just really depends on what you want to do. But these are my basic tips on saving money while going to Vegas, but I think this is a good start if this is like your first Vegas trip. So if you guys like this video, definitely comment down below. Let me know if I missed anything or if you guys have any other tips, and give this video a big thumbs up so I know you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye and happy travels.